Hi, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dora Pena Pisqueta.
Hi, this is Raymond. Welcome back to the family channel, Family Ties, No Lies, and I forgot the rest. The listener knows that she's not here, but I'll get it down.
We should start from the beginning. Like we should talk about like when we met. It goes back to dental. When we met, I was working at a dental office, and this guy came in. He had fallen, and he couldn't get up.
I didn't fall for her. I had fell at home.
I never said you fell for me, but you did anyway.
But the way you said it,
he had fallen and he couldn't get up. Like literally, that's why he was in the dental office, and he had fallen in love with me.
Calm
that
down.
day.
Yes actually, no,
we don't know. At the moment that he came into the dental practice, he came in and I was pregnant. I didn't give him my time or my attention. Yeah. But 6 months later, I was on maternity leave and I had my little Zeke.
That sounds confusing. So what she means is when I had my accident, I would say accident, and I broke my tooth, my front tooth. This one's fake. And I broke it. The next day, I went in, and she was working the front office. I just went to a random place that was closest to my house, and then I ended up going in there, getting an exam, and seeing how bad it was, and I ended up getting a falsie, and it was where I was gonna repeat
my crown.
I had to repeat coming back to the office. She was there the first time. She was there the second time. She wasn't there the third, and she was there the last time I was there, I believe, or something like that. I was there like 4 times in like 4 weeks, something like that. I
don't remember.
So, anyways, I didn't know she was pregnant, and you know she's beautiful. So I was trying to holler. I was like, "What's up? What's going on?" But she didn't pay no mind. She didn't even look at me. She's like, "Here's the bill. Pay the bill." And she was clicking away on her computer, and I was like, "Hey, how's it going? I didn't know you guys were here, this and that," just like trying to talk to her, but she wasn't having it. Anyways, from there, I think I came back to a revisit or something, just to check up on
later for his 6-month checkup. You're supposed to go get your dental checkups every 6 months. So he came back 6 months later.
Yeah, and then she wasn't there. So I was like, "Oh, what happened?" And we have a mutual friend that I grew up with, and that was her friend, her best friend. And I had asked, "Where'd she go?" She's like, "Oh, she don't work here no more," or something like that, or she moved on, or you were pregnant.
No, that's not true. I wasn't there because I was on my maternity leave, and when he reached out to me on Facebook, he like DM'd me. And he reached out to me. I was just starting a temporary job. I was working in Tucson, and they were inviting me to stay. So I was like right at a spot where either I was going to come back from my maternity leave to go to the same job that I was working at. A bunch of changes happened while I was gone, though, on my maternity leave. And or I could take this job in Tucson. And I ended up taking the job in Tucson. It was like too hard to pass up. So I took that job. And while I was gone on this maternity leave, he had reached out to me and said, "Hey, I was at the dental office today. I didn't see you." And we just started talking from then on. I was at home. I was by myself. I was breastfeeding Zeke. I had no like adult conversations whatsoever. It was just me and my kids at home. Like I was a single mom. And it was just nice to talk to an adult, somebody outside, like a pen pal.
Yeah. That's what she called me, a pen pal or something.
It was like a pen pal situation.
I've heard this story multiple times, and she always says I'm a pen pal.
Well, I never met him in person. You have to remember, I didn't meet you at the dental office. I did, but I don't remember.
Yeah, because like I said, she wasn't paying attention.
Yes, I did.
Little did I know that she was pregnant at the time. I didn't know she was pregnant.
Exactly. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. But then 6 months later, he's DMing me.
That's what I'm saying. That your friend had said that you were like either pregnant or you didn't work, or you moved somewhere else, or you went somewhere else, and we weren't working there no more.
No, she didn't know I wasn't working there. She had no idea that I was going to take that job. She had no idea, because I didn't even decide. When I first started talking to you, I did not give him an answer as to when or if I was coming back. And I didn't give an answer to the other office either because I was only committed to working 2 weeks. And you reach out to me during the 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, anyways, continue the story.
Oh,
Um, she had Zeke. I think we just no, we chatted after that. That we
he was
chat.
like, I don't know, he was like 6 weeks old at the time.
Yeah, that's when we started chatting.
Yeah, so he was 6 weeks old. I ended up taking a temporary job in Tucson for 2 weeks before I had to come back into my regular job. And we were talking like during those 2 weeks, he would reach out to me. And the crazy thing is he used to work a graveyard shift. And so obviously, you moms out there know, like, my little baby was up all hours, like every so often. So at like about 6 weeks, between 6 weeks to 8 weeks, I was trying to get him on like a little sleep schedule. I like was reading all these books and like doing all these tips and tricks. And so sometimes I would wake up and he would be texting me in the middle of the night. So we'd have like these little conversations while I was feeding.
Yeah.
It was like, it was perfect. The
Yeah,
timing.
I work nights and stuff, so I would text her and then she would reply back and who's awake in the middle of the night? Ain't nobody
Yeah.
awake in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So anyways, she would reply back and I'll just like sometimes I'll just carry the conversation even though I know probably she fell asleep and I'll just be like just chatting away and then by the time she wakes up, I'm either about to get ready for bed or I'm home or same thing for me because I don't sleep well anyway, so I'll just get up like every 3 to 4 hours and then check my phone or something.
I
So
felt like it was really nice because for me, I didn't have to like see him. And I had just had a baby. So obviously, it's not like I wanted to go out on dates. I wanted to see anybody, but I enjoyed his company. Like, he was funny, he was sweet, he was very kind. And like I said, he was like a great pen pal. And so I talked to him for a long time, but he worked, I worked during the day, he worked during the night. So it was like we didn't ever have a time, like, I shouldn't say that. We never had time to see each other. He was working like at the time, like almost 7 days a week. He was working these crazy 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week. Like, he would come and visit me for like 5 minutes before he'd go to work sometimes.
yeah, I worked crazy hours, and whenever she was in town or if she was awake, or I'll stop by. I remember stopping by and stuff all the time, but yeah, we weren't even dating at the time. We were just talking.
Yeah.
We were
Pen
just
pals.
talking. Yeah, pen pals. So, anyways, that's how it came to be. Ended up like I think you said something like, what did you say?
What happened was,
You said
like, a
like,
few
"What are we
months
doing?" or
later,
something. Like,
no,
what
I
are we
didn't. I
doing?
didn't say that. I never said that. What happened was, that must have been somebody else because it definitely
No,
wasn't
I
me.
remember saying
It wasn't me.
you
Oh,
said
you know
yeah.
what? I do know what he was talking about.
We lived in the cul-de-sac over there.
Actually, I do know what he's talking about. So that goes back to like, and I'll come back to that. What are we doing? But this is what happened. Zeke probably was about, I don't know, maybe 3 months, and he was asking me out on a
Like a
date.
month or
Like,
something, not
for
3 months.
he was 3 months,
No, it was younger than that.
2 months.
It was a baby.
He must have been like,
He was
he
like a
must have been like
baby.
2 or 3 months. Anyway, he was like little, but I was breastfeeding, so he would always ask me, let's go out on a date. But I didn't want to leave Zeke behind because he was breastfeeding, and so my only time to be able to breastfeed him was when I was actually physically home. I felt like I was already gone enough for work that I didn't want to take more time away from him. And like, it just was, anybody that breastfed their baby knows it's just hard. You're like a living machine living with your child, and I wasn't going to take my child to go visit him on a date. And so when we did finally get to a date, on our first date we went out, I was like, actually, like, wondering what took me so long.
Wait, which time? What date was this? This
The
is
Chili's,
the chill.
our first
Oh, that
our
wasn't
first
even a
date.
date. That was like I said, "Hey, what did I say? Oh, you. I had asked
It
you,
was your
hey,
date.
I was off on a certain day, and I asked you to go do something. You were like, no, I got to do this because my son's graduating and blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, you got to take care of your kids, whatever. And then
Oh, that
the
was
next
2 months.
day, the next day, you were like, um, yeah, this is like 2 months, and then the next day it was like a Sunday, and I had to go back to work at night. And I said, "Hey, I'm kind of hungry. Do you want to go get something to eat?" I think it was like lunch or something. And you were like, "Oh, I gotta go grocery shopping or something like that." I said, "Well, let's go later in the evening or something like 5 or 6." She's like, "Oh, I gotta do. I'll still be shopping." I was like, and I said, "You be shopping? You're gonna be grocery shopping all day? Like that's kind of weird." That's pretty much telling me that I just calling her out on it, but that's pretty much telling me like I ain't trying to see you right now. So and then I must have got her or something because she was like, okay, that's
I thought
fine.
it was funny. I thought it was funny because it wasn't. I don't. Well, maybe I said it wrong. Like that wasn't a date. He's right. We just went to dinner, but he kept on asking me out. He kept on asking me out, and I always had all these excuses because I really truly didn't want to go see him. I didn't want to see you. I didn't want to see you. So I went grocery shopping one day, just like he said, and then he like called me out and said, "Are you gonna be grocery shopping all day?" And I was like, "Oh gosh, she got me. Like now I don't have a good excuse anymore." So I said, "Fine." And I didn't really put in any effort. I think that's why I felt so bad. I didn't put in any effort into like what I was wearing, what I was doing. I showed up in flip flops and maternity pants and like a tank top, and then he sat there. I wasn't even hungry. I had eaten already. So I just showed up just to sit there. I probably had one chip and he had like his whole meal in front of him and
Well, I was hungry. I was trying to eat.
I know. I
I was trying to
know.
eat.
I know. But
So, anyways,
anyway,
we just had dinner, and then I don't know. It wouldn't last that long. I think we were there for like an hour, maybe an hour, and then we kind of just went our own way because I had to go to work. I had to try to take a nap before I go to work, and then that's how we did something. And then I think the next round we
was the
actually
date.
went on a date,
Yeah.
and
Comedy show?
we went to the comedy show on in Phoenix,
Yeah.
Stand Up Live, I believe it's
Yeah.
called. So that was our first official date.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun.
yeah.
Thank you, babe. I had a lot of fun.
You're welcome. We
And
still
from then
do.
and then from then on, so you're talking about like Zeke must have been like 2.5 months old, and that's when he was a big part of my life. And at the time, Zeke's dad wasn't around, and so it was nice to be able to have like a little bit of help and a little bit of support. Like it it was so sweet and it was so kind because I didn't have like any financial support. I didn't have any support other than my kids trying to help me out with my baby, but it was nice because I would come home and he would legit like buy wipes, Pampers, like formula if I ever needed it, bottles. Like I remember he bought him his first set of PJs, and I really appreciated that. He even made a
Oh,
drawer.
Batman. I remember those. Yeah,
Batman PJs,
Batman
and
PJs.
he even made a drawer for Zeke. Like he just tried to make us feel so welcome and so, you know, he really took us in. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, kids. I never had a problem with kids. Like I was around kids all the time. So if anything, growing up, kids watching kids, so it wasn't like a big deal. I remember one time I got off of work and she was up. It was like a weekend, and I remember saying, "Hey, you want to go get some breakfast?" And then she was like, "What'd you say?" Like, "Oh, I have Zeke, or I have my baby." She tried to say, "I have my baby," or something like that. And I was like, "Well, bring him. You can't eat no pancakes, but bring him. Bring his milk. Let's go." And then
Yeah.
but you didn't bring him. You didn't bring him that day.
Yeah.
But you were like, I think that was one of those excuses or something
Yeah.
before
Before I actually went out with you.
yeah. I think that might have been right after Chili's, something like that. So yeah, we like to eat. I like to eat.
Yeah, clearly. I do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, so that's all we got right now. Do you want to talk about something else?
No. But we'll come back to our love story, like talking about that.
Where were we? Why would you bring that up?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Where were we going with that?
I don't know.
Oh, because the kids or what?
Oh, the kids. We'll come back to part 2.
Yeah, there's like, yeah, you'll meet them. Like some some of them are down to do this setting and talk, and we can go back and forth like this for
It'll get
hours,
better. It'll get
hours.
better.
But the other ones, they're like too shy or they don't want to or whatever. But they'll eventually do it. Well, as soon as we get more more I guess sets like this where we get to talk to everybody, then they'll open up. It just takes time. They just think it's weird right now.
We have a lot to talk about, though. We have to finish telling you our love story. We have to finish telling you about our kids. We'll talk. We'll dive deep. We should talk about each child every day. Like one day we'll talk about our oldest. One day we'll talk about that would be cool, huh? We have so many stories. I don't know if they'll like it.
I don't know if they'll like it.
I don't know if they'll like it, but we'll tell the good ones. We'll tell
we'll
like
tell
a
the,
good
yeah,
one,
we'll tell the good one, and
a
then
good
maybe
one, a sad
bad
one, a funny one. Like we'll talk
yeah,
about all
we'll
kinds of stuff.
categorize it or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to. They're gonna get all upset or something that we're dishing out too much or something.
No, we're not going to tell their business.
We're not.
We're going to talk about them and how they are.
Some of the stuff's pretty funny. Some of the stuff's pretty serious, and
we're not talking about serious stuff. But like, we're
I'm
not talking about
like serious.
We're going to talk about some stuff like some fun stuff, like something sad and something good, like something funny. I don't know. We can come up with stuff, but we'll be able to give you like an insight to each of our children.
Hopefully you enjoy everything that we talk about, and if you don't, drop it on the comments. If you like it, say you like it. I want to hear some more. Let's go into next round, dive in deeper into this or whatever. That'd be great. Yeah, ask questions, and I'll do my best to keep track. I know this is a new channel. I'll probably have like 1 or 2 views, and that's fine. I'm not looking for the views. It's more of this is all genuine. This is all coming from our lives. So it's you'll hear it, and if there's something in there that you want to know about or go deeper in, then we'll talk about it. We're open to anything, and if you want to talk to a specific family member, we'll do a separate solo one with them, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna end it with
I don't know this slogan.
Family ties, no lies.
All truth, no lies.
All truth, no lies.
I don't know. But bye.
Bye.